subsequent they then phoned Tumelo Madlala.
Base-ke emuva kwalokho-ke befonela yena uTumelo Madlala.
And Tumelo Madlala informed him, now this witness whose identity he would not disclose.
Wase-ke uTumelo etshela lo fakazi lona engithi-ke igama lakhe alichaziwe.
That Senzo has been hit by a bullet.
Ukuthi-ke uSenzo ushaywe inhlamvu.
And this happened as Senzo was trying to intervene or separate a fight that was happening between yourself and Longwe.
Futhi-ke lokho kwenzeka kathi-ke uSenzo ezama ukuthi avimbeke noma ahlukaniseke ifight noma ukulwa-ke okwakukhona phakathi kwakho kanye noLongwe.
That is the information that is contained in the statement. Do you have any comment, ma'am?
Iloko-ke okukulesi statement ingaba khona yini ofisa ukusho?
Okokuqala mina noLongwe sasingani.
Firstly, Longwe and myself were not fighting.
Sasi-happy kabi mina noLongwe we were in a very good space.
We were very happy, myself and Longwe. We were in a very good space.
Ukuze ngimmeme ukuthi aze ekhaya lokho kuchaza ukuthi sase-right mina naye.
For me to have invited him to come to my home, that explains that myself and him, things were good between the two of us.
Yes.
So lesho yo manje hayi angiyazi.
So that which is being said now, I know nothing about.
Yeah, welcome to South African Late News. The handle for this page it is at KZN_ZA. What we've just heard is Zandi Kumalo when she came to testify before court. She denied the fact that Longotwala is the one that shot Senzamiyo by mistake. She's saying that her and Longo were in a good space and they were not fighting, so there was no reason for them to fight. But now, my problem with that is that there's a witness by the name of Mlungisi Hlope who said immediately after Senzamiyo was shot, he was phoned by Tumelo Madlala. Tumelo Madlala told him that Senzamiyo has been shot by mistake by Longotwala while trying to separate the fight between her and Longotwala. So the problem for Zandi is that why would Mlungisi Hlope lie about something so big? There is no reason for Mlungisi Hlope to lie. So in this case, I believe that Mlungisi Hlope is telling the truth. Longwe shot Senzo by mistake, allegedly. That makes sense because the call was made immediately after Senzo was shot. Not 2 hours later, not 3 hours later, immediately after Senzo was shot. So, that was when Tumelo Madlala had a chance to speak to the rest of the people that were in the house. That was before they had a chance to come up with this theory of an intruder, which is a lie. So the call was fresh and Mr. Madlala was shocked. So he phoned someone that he trusted, which is Mr. Mlungisi Hlope. So I'm just wondering why Baloyi hasn't called Longotwala. Because Longotwala is a central in this case because his name keeps popping up, but we haven't seen him in court. It will give us more confidence if Longotwala comes before court and then is cross-examined by the likes of Mnisi, Mshololo, and Nxumalo. Until then, Longotwala's name will keep popping up because he is mentioned in this statement, which is very important. And then the defense are going to use the same statement to debunk the theory of an intruder. If there's a witness saying that Longotwala is the shooter, it means the 5 accused before court are innocent. So, Mlungisi Hlope will be called to testify on behalf of the defense. Then Makubo as well will be called to testify because Makubo spoke to all the people that were in the house. He interviewed them. So, based on his interview, people in the house were lying. That is according to Makubo, and they should have been charged with defeating the ends of justice, which did not happen. Makubo opened docket 275, and then once he had done his investigation, he took the file to Advocate Baloyi to prosecute. But then Baloyi declined to prosecute. The reason why did Baloyi refuse to prosecute the people in the house? The only logical explanation is that the people in the house had friends in high places, meaning that the state is protecting them, because in that house there were people that were famous. We know who's famous. We know that Longa Twala is the son of Chico Twala, a very powerful man in this country. So we understand why those people in the house were not charged. So now, once this case is over, I'm hoping that docket 375 would be brought back and then be brought before court, because that is the key in solving the murder of Senzo Meyiwa. Docket 636, that is before court, is just nonsense. We were told that, according to Baloyi, the shooter of Senzo Meyiwa is Gadla Mncube, accused number 3. However, Gadla Mncube's phone pinged at Johannesburg CBD at the same time when Senzo was shot. This simply means that Gadla Mncube could not have been possibly in Vosloorus when Senzo was killed. So Gadla Mncube did not shoot Senzo Meyiwa. So now, if Gadla Mncube did not shoot Senzo Meyiwa, then the theory of an intruder falls away and the case of Baloyi collapses, because Gadla is part of the puzzle that is being presented by Baloyi. If you remove Gadla Mncube from the puzzle, then the rest of the other accused, Musibiya, Ntanzi, Mapisa, and Ntuli, then they are all innocent if Gadla Mncube is not the shooter, because we were told that they all worked in common purpose. So all of them had one goal, which was to execute the murder of Senzo Meyiwa on instructions of Kelly Khumalo, because we were told that Kelly Khumalo is the mastermind. But now, if Gadla Mncube was not at Vosloorus when Senzo was shot, it means everyone else that is before court is not guilty. So Baloyi cannot run away from that Section 205, because that Section 205 contains the telephone records of accused number 3, Gadla Mncube, and we are told that his phone pinged at Johannesburg CBD, which means he was in Johannesburg CBD, not in Vosloorus. And Baloyi cannot come back and say, no, he left his phone in Johannesburg CBD and then went to commit crime. No. It doesn't work like that. We're told that a phone moves with a person. So we all have to accept that Mncube was in possession of his phone at all material times. So that's going to be a very big obstacle for Baloyi. I'm hoping that Judge Rata will open his eyes for once and see that these guys are innocent. Gadla Mncube is not the shooter of Senzo Meyiwa. And then, again, the people in the house said the gun that shot Senzo Meyiwa had a wheel, which means it's a revolver. The gun that was tested by Mangena is a 9mm and it does not have a wheel, which means Mangena tested the wrong gun. So this is the second problem for Baloyi. So I do not know how Baloyi is going to navigate that fact, because now, if witnesses in the house, namely Zandi Khumalo, Longa Twala, and I think Tumelo Madlala, they all said the gun had a wheel. Then the others said they didn't see. So 3 people in the house said the gun had a wheel. So Baloyi has got to believe his own witnesses you cannot say they are wrong. All three of them be wrong about the same thing. No, it is not possible. So tomorrow, the court is back, and the AVL report will be the main focus of the day. And also Baloyi told us that he's going to bring a witness from LPC. I'm sure that witness is going to testify about that Mjiako FFC number. And we know that number did not belong to Mjiako. So Mjiako possibly misled Ntanzi when they went for that fake confession. So tomorrow we will find out everything about that. And then the AVL report of Zungu and the other policemen that were transporting Ntanzi and Musibiya. But it's going to be a very interesting day tomorrow. And I thank you for watching.